All right. Welcome, everybody. Let's see if all these work properly. Gureila, hola, bienvenido. Cantabrian, hola. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, thanks. How about you? How are you doing? Last week I could not stream because it was my birthday, so I went away for a long weekend with my girlfriend. So yeah, duty calls. Sometimes you have to take it easy. But here we are once again. And yeah, so I managed to find a little bit of time here and there during the week to continue with this lovely fellow, the tech priest. So yeah, hopefully we can finish it today or leave it almost done. Cantabrian, thank you. Much appreciated. Oh, really? Okay, well, congratulations to you as well. How many? How young are you? 36 Terran labs around Seoul. All right. Not bad. But you are still a young lad. Time flies by so fast. It's quite insane. You just look back and it feels almost yesterday. When I was just 20 something, it's like, oh yeah. All right, so let's recap a little with this guy. So I managed to, like I said, to spend a little bit of time adding some few more things. So I added these things on the bell, started to add this mechanical arm, a little bit of things here, the device here for the sound to speak through. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that it was yesterday or today, I'm not sure, that the Games Workshop revealed the new Mechanicus codex. And so I could take a look at the fantastic cover done by Lewis Jones for it, which is mind-blowing. He's rising the level to such heights that it is insane. So yeah, great inspiration. So I I see a lot of the Baroque stuff that is lacking still on my character. So until now, I just been trying to put together some of the design elements here and there. What is this thing? Lovely Photoshop. Yes. So, but yeah, I will have to add a little bit of that arcane and Baroque type of details later on. We'll see when I start doing it. But yeah, it's let's see, can you see it fully? No, let's see. Here you can see it now properly. So it's just amazing. I mean, Lapinlo, what? You are interrupting? What the hell? Yeah, what? Yeah, man. Yeah. Welcome. Super that you managed to pass by. How are you doing, Lapinlo? I hope that you enjoyed staying here, and yeah, it's that we can have some fun talking and sharing experiences and stuff. So yeah, welcome. Yeah, Lewis Jones, he's just kicking ass left and right. He's just yeah. And one of the things that I'm really appreciating from his latest work and what he's doing is creating. He's creating visually more things. He's not just reworking existing designs, chewing up existing stuff, and he just coming up with new visual language for the universe in a very fresh and fantastic way. For example, I don't know if you have seen those illustrations for aliens. I don't know in which book they are published, but he has like some kind of a triptych kind of design with different type of menaces for humanity, with and one of those is for aliens, and completely made up ones, and they look so weird, so strange, but so dark and menacing and odd and fantastic. The same thing with one of the plague marines that he has around as well, like a very nice and odd take into it. I mean, just fantastic. He's doing such an inspirational work that is I'm really appreciating. Hey Nico, welcome. Another kick-ass artist in the house. Cantabrian, yes, he did. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can. I don't think I. Let's see. Just give me a second, and I will find it. Maybe if I go to his Instagram. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so he, let's see if you can. Yeah, so this is one of the plague marines that I'm talking about is just absolutely amazing. Yeah, pretty cool, and kind of once again just being bold and creating a new visual language with his style and taking to these type of characters. But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. It's awesome. Yeah, so this is the one that I'm referring to. Look at this. I mean, it's just amazing. What the fuck is... I believe that this is a race that already exists, that it was mentioned in some obscure lines somewhere. I can't remember in what book or anything. But it's just creating completely new things, and they look awesome. I mean, so weird looking and not so nightmarish. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, yeah, he's kicking ass. Yeah, he's an absolute beast of an artist. So yeah. So I will try to get a little bit of that awesomeness, inspiration from his work, and apply a little bit of that arcane and baroque details that are lacking at the moment on my character, to kind of ground it even more into the 40K universe and visual language. Lapinlo, yeah, I mean, totally. I think he's very clever in that sense. It is great, and he has another piece for heretics as well, which is fantastic. Yeah, it's definitely is very refreshing for such a big IP with, especially now with the internet, where the all these massive wave of fan art that add this volume of visual material, right? It's not anymore just comprised by official material, but now everybody has the opportunity to contribute as a fan, even if it doesn't count as official stuff, right? But still make weights into the collective imaginary of the IP. And to be fair, most of fan art falls into just repeating the same things and really not understanding the IP. So it's so fantastic that from official art, they are kind of evolving. They are trying expanding and creating a little bit more than just repeating what already exists, and giving new twists, and yeah, it's awesome. I really appreciate it. Nico, in a time of sequels and reboots, and also idea of mass appeal, what do you think that will do to innovation in style and art? Not sure how to phrase the question, but feels like the market dictates the art and not the art driving the industry. Yeah, well, no, I think it's a fantastic topic. Thanks for bringing it up. I think you are right. It's it is very much, or at least it feels like that I mean, of course, it depending in which type of art we are talking about. But at least, for example, on the field that we are moving around, right, in the entertainment industry, films, video games, and games like role games or board games and stuff like that, like Games Workshop. It's sadly, I mean, there is, let's see how I can express this properly with my crappy English. The internet has brought an amazing potential for everybody to contribute and to it has democratized, so to speak, the art and people being able to create and share their art with everybody. So that is extremely positive. But there is a downside, at least personally, as I feel. And it's the fact that everything becomes more homogeneous. Everybody start to copy everybody because there is that tendency. It is very difficult to be truly creative and innovative, and most people fall into just repeating the same type of designs, the same type of tropes, the same type of things. And that's something that you can see very obviously on ArtStation, for instance. I mean, it's a little bit unfair because obviously ArtStation is a little bit more catered to as a portfolio for work, and obviously that kind of lean into that. But still, it's another example where everybody ends up doing the same thing, and therefore things stagnates and repeats to bajillion times the same theme and stuff. So it's in that sense it's not good. And I mean I think I fall into the how do you say I cannot find a word, but I fall into doing the same type of errors sometimes, and just so I'm not putting myself aside from that issue, but it's definitely there, and it is a shame. But again, it's the more people get into it, the more I think everybody repeats the same stuff. And like you are saying, Nico, I think it's just the popular things, and people just keep doing those things all the time. And it's very difficult to innovate in that sense, but not impossible. And at the same time, like anything, any new good and innovative thing has more potential to be successful because of the internet. So I think it's overall, I think it's positive. I'm completely digressing from what you were asking, but yeah. So I think there is a lot of repetition, and the market and mainstream kind of wins overall in terms of weight, which is it's sad in one way, but at the same time, people that are innovative and has new things to offer have more possibilities to show that and to share as well. So for all the crap that there is, all the tons of crap, there is also more chances for you to discover absolutely amazing stuff as well. So I think that's how I see it for now. let's see. Let me just focus 1 second on the what I'm gonna do, and then I continue talking just to, because if not I start talking and I don't paint anything at all. But Nico, what do you think yourself about it? I mean, in terms of this thing that we are talking about, or I was talking about before, about in this case, this very well known and slowly but steadily becoming more mainstream IP of 40K. You see that, I mean, with fan art, which once again I think is fantastic, and the more people feel for sharing their creativity and passion, it's fantastic. I have nothing against it, to the opposite. But yeah, it just creates an insane amount of material, which is just bad, or is not that true to the IP or nature of it. Which is, I mean, still is fine because it's just fan art after all. So I'm not judging, just describing. Lapinlo. Well, I think. Okay, we get into very muddy waters and a little bit slightly different, because I think we have to differentiate like any well-known IP, you know, Star Wars, for instance, or Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter, or 40K. Of course, it creates a huge amount of love and passion and followers and fans. And as I was saying, now with the internet and all these type of tools, it has democratized the possibility for people to create on their own and to share that with everybody. And that is fantastic. But I don't think that necessarily fan art is the right, I mean, is the right way to contribute to that universe, because it's already created and not necessarily might understand it properly. In some cases, yes, and even better than the whatever official stuff can be done. I mean, look at Star Wars and all the crap that they have done, right? So, but I would, at least this is extremely subjective opinion, all right? So just, I'm not saying that I'm right or anything, just very, very personal opinion, is that fan art is fantastic for what it is, and to contribute to the passion and experiencing your expressing your passion for whatever world or universe you are a fan of. But I think that is something separate from the official things. And for example, the one thing that I'm extremely passionate about is 40K. I can see that quite a lot, that people anybody can think that, for example, some piece of fan art might be absolutely fantastic for whatever the reasons are, but that not necessarily doesn't mean that that is something respecting the universe, because maybe it just becomes too crazy. And it's a good exercise, right, of creativity, but that doesn't mean that can't fit. But of course, I'm generalizing so much because on the other hand, you see, like, for example, I don't know, like the Astartes, the short films, fan art, and look, now it has become official, right? Because it's so good and such a great understanding of the IP. So yeah. And then what you mean about popularity versus expression? It's a very broad subject, and I don't know. I think it depends. If we talk about, once again, working on intellectual property that already exists and is very limited and mainstream, and then of course there's going to be limitations and can be very restricting from an creativity and expression point of view for us as artists. And I have felt that so much through my career. So I totally understand that. And that's the issue with working with work from other people, right? That is very constrained, and sometimes that can be very frustrating. So that's why I think it's extremely important as artists to have your personal projects, because in case that you are not fully fulfilled as an artist, expressing yourself with your work, that you have another way to ventilate that need of expression and creating your own stuff. And I think it's vital, because if I have seen so many awesome artists in my career just to burned because they didn't have time or energy to do their own things, and at the end they just lost all interest in doing art because they just end up doing work for a game that they didn't care at all, and everything feels meaningless. So I think it's absolutely vital to work in your own things on the side, if whatever work you are doing doesn't feel very motivating from a creative point of view. Michael, well, welcome, first of all. Totally agree. It's like a double-edged sword. The oversaturation, like how streaming services are now, but I think just even having awareness of it is a right step in the good direction. Yeah. Hey, Richard, welcome back. Glad to see you here. No, man, I'm not finished. I've been busy. Yeah. I managed to work a little bit on it, but yeah, there is still a lot to do. La Pinlo, yeah, exactly what I meant with Astartes. That is one of the rare occasions where fan art is actually fantastic and understand the IP better than some official things. as I don't know if you had the pain to watch the Ultramarines short film. The Games Workshop did some years ago, like 10 years ago or something. It was like a crime to humanity. I mean, it's like so disgustingly bad. I mean, it's just embarrassing. So bad in every single sense of the word. Embarrassing. And that was official, right? And then, like you say, Astartes is just absolutely genius. Is yeah. So yeah, it's a great example where fan art is actually is awesome, but it's not the rule. It's the exception, in my opinion, right? In my opinion. Hey Peter, welcome to the stream. Nico, conflicted, and understand the risk of high budget projects and the need for the art to have a mass appeal to sell units, but always desire innovation and freshness. Indie seems to take more risks. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I think, I totally understand the business side of things for big budget stuff that they don't want to risk. It's a lot of money and they don't want to risk. But as an artist at the same time, I understand that creating something great comes from taking risks. There is no other way around. And you see that all the time where somebody take the risk and make something innovative and it's a great success, then all these big corporations of entertainment try to capitalize into that new thing, and they just copy it to the trillion times and become the norm, but they don't want to take the risks again to create something new. So it's frustrating, but I understand the logic behind it. But it is tiring. And that's why, for example, even in this case, it's Games Workshop, a big corporation with a big IP or something. I really enjoy the fact that they expand and they are not stagnating, in this case visually, with the work that they are doing, and that they are allowing the artist at the studio just to be bold and create more. Yeah, and Astartes is like, yes, he's a Siama. He is an absolute beast. Lapinlo, well, thank you. I've been ranting for such a long time so I don't know to what you mean exactly, but well, thank you. Richard. You were not a bit borracho? Well, I don't know to which one you mean, but last week I did not stream because I went for a long weekend trip with my girlfriend to celebrate my birthday, so I did not stream. But anyway, I'm very happy that you are here, that you are back, Richard. I really mean it. Oh, La Pin. Yeah, the pain. Yeah, the Ultramarines short film is just, there is not a single thing that works. The modeling, the characters, the acting, the funny enough, I'm the biggest fan of Dan Abnett. But he wrote the script for that. But of course, I don't know to what extent. Who knows what happened behind the doors with that project? Maybe he actually wrote something fantastic and they just destroyed it. But yeah, there is nothing that works in that short film. It's so bad. The cinematography is non-existent. It's just like with so many errors of how to place the camera and how to change from one camera to another. I mean, it's just so bad. It's, oh my goodness. Lucius, hello. Yeah. Did it leave some psychological scars on you? Kabeski, hello. How are you doing, man? Welcome. Ah, La Pinlo. Okay, yeah. It's, I mean, once again, I mean, I 100% for people being creative and expanding, and I mean, yeah, I think it's fantastic. I have absolutely nothing to say, and if anything, I think is people should feel encouraged to do even more. Juan Toledano, hello, man. Hey, the Adelheid, hello. How are you doing? The Adelheid, are you Adelaide? Is it you? Kabeski, working on your drawing, trying to make them more dynamic, and with some narrative push. Nice, awesome, man. Every single time I'm repeating myself like a broken record. Every single time I sit for the stream, I remember, shit, I just forgot about the Discord thingy. I need to set that up so we can all share things from when, yeah, whatever you are painting during the stream, or yeah, anything you fancy. And I keep forgetting about it. Yeah, I mean, not excuse. I have so many things in my head. But yeah, I really need to set that up. It's gonna become a theme for the stream. That I keep forgetting about it. one of the things that I want to do with these pieces, I want to leave it kind of rough and sketchy. I don't want to go into very polished and defined details. I want to leave it kind of rough and painterly. Juan Toledano, nice. Great, yeah, do. I think it's always good to share whatever you do, even if it's not the best or even is just bad. Aside from portfolio stuff, obviously. So you need to be aware of that as well. But I mean, while you are learning and you make sure that you share that as I'm doing this and I'm learning, I think it's always extremely positive thing to do. And also like an act of honesty as an artist. I think we are so saturated with fantastic art all the time, and sometimes we get this how do you say distorted impression that everybody's doing fantastic all the time, but of course they don't share the crap, but they have it. We all do crap. So I think it's so. I really like to see great artists to show everything, not only the good stuff, but also those things that are not so good. Again, of course, you're not gonna post that on our station, since that's is becoming more as a portfolio thing. But in other type of platforms and where it can be a little bit more casual type of thing, I think it's great. Cantabrian, yeah, yeah. But for example, going back to what we were talking about fan art and all of this, what um, what are your thoughts regarding the Astartes films becoming official, and Siama starting to work for Games Workshop? Because I have seen some reactions on the internet that they were very negative about it. And I understand where they're coming from, just saying that they are afraid that he's not going to be able to be as creative as he has been so far, since he was completely free to do whatever he wanted. But yeah, I'm curious. What do you guys think? Juan Toledano. Yeah, that is, I mean, it is good to plan that a little bit. So don't be completely oblivious and just post whatever everywhere. Just use one platform for a little bit more informal stuff, and reserve one for the top-notch stuff. Yeah, that is the best thing to do. Nico, yeah, I'm completely with you. I love seeing sketches of people. It's kind of, it's a little bit off topic, but still on topic. For example, when I'm art books about projects or art books of artists, I feel I'm very disappointed when in those cases where most of the art is just the finished pieces, but there is no insight into showing the sketches, like fail designs, where you can see the all the gritty and meaty stuff of the creative process. At least as an artist, I think that's the most. Of course, I completely enjoy a finished piece, and like, let's say like this, but I know for a fact that I would enjoy twice as much looking at the creative process of how he did this, right? And if he did some sketches or some ideas, and at least for me creatively, is like pure gold. And I feel that is the same for everybody, but all these books, art books, they just want to show finished stuff. I mean, I have encountered that, like when I was on on Ubisoft, and I remember when I convinced them after we shipped the Division to make an art book for it, and they were so extremely reluctant to show failed designs. And if you think about it, there is no failed designs. It's just designs that show that this is not the path that we want to take, but because of IP stuff, they no, everything needs to be. We only can show those things that are final on the game, and it's just so stupid. It's and so boring. Lapinlo. I don't know to do tutorials on faces. I mean, to be honest, the amount of projects for tutorials that I have in mind are just piled in and yeah, so it's a cool idea. I don't know when. Now I'm investing into doing this very long tutorial about how to paint Space Marines, which I haven't touched in a month because all the client work that I've been doing, and hopefully I can start next week back with it. And in that tutorial, at least I'm gonna dedicate one episode or one part into portraits for Space Marines. So that's the closest thing that I'm gonna do with that in the short term. But yeah, it's very specific. Hey Luis, how are you? Welcome. Juan Toledano, totally. I think that's why I'm kind of not very worried about the fact that Siama is now starting to work for Games Workshop instead of as an independent artist. Because if they have recognized his genius, it will be completely counterproductive and plain stupid not let him do what he does. So yeah, I think they are doing a great job in that sense, looking on the internet and hunting talent. Kabeski, that is a big issue. But if you are consistent and clever into how you post things, you will get that exposure. But it takes time and effort. But yeah, I feel your pain. When I left Ubisoft to work as a freelancer, my exposure on the internet was zero. Through all my years as a professional, I never cared about the internet, and that was a big mistake. And when I decided to jump into freelancing, and I realized that, oh shit, I need a presence. I need to have reach on the internet. And I had to build all my exposure on the internet from zero. That was painful. It takes a lot of time. But that's the world we live in. Despite of all the frustration that comes from that and how difficult it is, good that at least we have now a way to have a voice when before it was impossible without the social media. So Sorry, guys. I just muted the microphone, but I hope that that it was fine. Nico, yeah, totally, yeah. Yes, I was going to talk to him, but at the end, we haven't. I'm still hoping that we can talk soon. But yeah, so I don't know the details about what has happened. But yeah, I'm totally with you that, yeah, I hope that it is a good deal. I mean, if he has taken it, I think it's because it is a good deal. My guess is that they have offered him some creative director title or something like that. So maybe giving him resources from a studio or something, so to continue doing things, but he more as a director instead of having to do everything himself. That's my absolutely pure guess. I have no idea. I haven't spoken to him, but that's to me what would make sense. And if that is the case, I think is obviously for the rest of us is also a great thing, because that would mean that he will be able to create to such a higher speed than he has been doing it, since he had to do everything on by himself. So if he now has some people to help into the production of everything and give him more resources, then, I mean, for instance, there is no talk on the whole series, because that will make everything so extremely more complicated. So he said, okay, I'm not doing that, just go with mute. But now if he has the possibility to do that, I mean, the creative possibilities are wider, and that's always good, I think. But yeah, let's cross fingers. Toledano, yes. All for sketches. All to see the thought process behind any piece of art. I think that's so interesting. Richard, you are skeptical to have started going official. How is that? What are your fears? I mean, of course, things can go to shit, of course, and they actually make the error of starting to not give him the creative freedom to do what he does. But why I'm positive and hopeful for it is that you could argue that, let's say, when they started writing novels, they had great people like Dan Abnett and stuff, and they could have not let them work. and jump into what they did and kind of mess around with their work, but they did not. And the result is that we have fantastic novels, and which is another type of creative art, right? So I think they are clever, and I hope that the people taking care of these things are clever as well, for the animation department and marketing, and they let him lead what he does. Nico, yeah, yeah, yes, I know what you mean. I mean, I understand, and I think it's, of course, I mean, to be fair, in some cases, I feel it's totally fair, you know, that there are so many cases when you are working and you are doing a piece that could be awesome, but you don't have the time to finish it, and it's good enough for its purpose. And then if they are gonna make or publish a book, it's kind of feels like okay. That's it. Girlfriend is going to bed. So what I was saying, yeah. So it's I understand that in some cases I think it's a good thing to be able to give a little pass to make things look a little bit better, but at the same time that is good. But if everything is like that, it feels so boring, and I want to see that. I mean, polish things and it's good, but I also want to see all sketchy things, rough stuff work. And also, like you are saying, I mean, if everything is completely polished and fantastic, it gives an impression that that's everything there is. And of course, for people like us that have experience working in these things, we know that that's not true. But for people that don't work in it, and they get a misleading image of the work that is done. I mean, for example, when it comes one of these things with concept art, it's like the art of whatever, and then everything is so over the top, almost illustration quality, and people think that, oh, concept art is like illustration, but because they don't show all the crappy concepts that are very useful, and that are most of the concept art done for projects, but since they don't show them on the art books, then people get the wrong idea of what is concept art. Raphaël Desjardins. Bienvenue, monsieur. I'm just assuming that you are French or with that name. And thank you. We can have the process of your last art about Horus. I just posted a video yesterday on my YouTube here. Well, I don't know where you are. You are on Facebook. On my YouTube channel, you have the process video of that piece. So just go to my YouTube channel and you will see there. I think it's a 18 minutes long process video of the Horus portrait. Harold, welcome to the stream. What are my thoughts about comic books? I love them. I'm being in love with comic books since I was a kid, and I'm a huge collector of comic books. I love them. Yes. And since you are asking that, I'm guessing that you too, or Luis, about sketches. Yeah, okay, then we agree, Luis. Yeah, about the arts of whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I don't get from publishing firm. It's like, I know all the artists, I'm sorry if I'm doing assumptions here and you are not into this, but at least with every single artist that I have talked about this, we all want to see sketches. We want to see rough work. Also the finished things, but because it's the most interesting, is where we learn so much about the process, the thinking and creative process. We love that. But for the most part, whoever decides about what is shown on the books thinks that that is not good. It doesn't sell. I mean, it's, yeah, ridiculous. Toledano, all right, yes, yeah, those are, at least for me, those are gold mines. Those are the things that are the best type of art books. Cantabrian. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that fear for sure. But as I'm saying, I mean, if they are clever and there is no sign that shows that they are not clever, they will let him do what he does best, just offering him the resources to create more and faster. But yeah, the fear is there. Lapinlo. All right. Okay, so you do more cartoony things. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know when. Because yeah, it's piling up so much. All the projects that I have for tutorials, and they take such a long time, or they take so long for me to do, because I want to do them properly and not just to put together whatever and throw it on the internet. So yeah, but I'm writing a mental note. Lucius, you are pretty happy. I am pretty happy for all the animators that gotten taken on by Games Workshop. I think the negativity around it is pretty unfounded, personally. Yeah, I mean, I see this two side of things. I think it's fair to have some doubts or fears. I think it's fair. Because I mean, we all know that corporations, as we were talking before, and I have seen that firsthand working for big companies, that sometimes creativity is not the main focus. They are more conservative. They want to keep what they have and not to experiment, and so that could be a possibility, and I think it's not ungrounded. So I think it's a fair worry. Of course, what I don't share is like all. I mean, of course, there are some people that are too negative on the internet, and is completely nonsense. But I think there is a fair point for some people just to be a little bit skeptical, or at least waiting to see what happens. But me personally, I think it's on the personal side, I think it's fantastic for them. At the same time, I also, like Nico was saying, I hope that from a more professional side of things, we all as fans is like, oh yeah, fantastic. But I hope that also that's a good deal for them, and that works for them. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I think it's very positive for them, of course, without knowing any details. But I'm guessing that it's a good deal for them, and for the fan community overall, I think it's a great thing, because it's offering them more opportunities and resources. And to be honest, I mean, I think it's okay if not everything is the best in the world. So I think just by, I don't know. Obviously, with all these type of subjects, and people are so passionate about it, and have so opinionated in these things, you're always going to have a lot of negativity. So yeah. Lucius, look at this. I just mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. We're talking about Lewis Jones cover. I was actually talking to him today during the evening about this precise piece. And yeah, it is amazing. He's so good. So yeah, very funny that you mentioned it. But yeah, here it is as a good reference and inspiration. Yeah, Lucius, yeah, and yes. I mean, I don't know if you were from the very beginning, but we were talking exactly about that. Yes. And that's why I feel optimistic about this thing with us artists and the rest of animation stuff. That yeah, I mean, they are clever. They are being clever. On the another example of the opposite, for example, where not always they have taken the right decisions, is for instance with video games. There are very many examples of absolutely horrible games licensed by Games Workshop. So, I mean, they can definitely screw it up, but I don't think it is the case in this time. The adult height. Well, if you think about it, freelancing, you are still working for somebody. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you mean. So working for somebody, you mean being on a position somewhere. Both have their positive and negatives. I personally prefer freelancing. It's more stressful, it's more work overall, but it's more engaging, more fulfilling. Yeah. But at the same time, with all the good things that I prefer from it, I see that it's not something for everybody. It's also something to be aware that it is not an easy life, the one of a freelancer. You need to be extremely disciplined, clever in planning and taking decisions. It's more stressful, but yeah, it's more fulfilling, at least for me. Luis, yeah. Yes, I agree. Let's see. I think also something that I remember when I read about the news, and I saw some people complaining that the new official version of the videos, they added a music that wasn't on the original, and that ruined everything. And I completely disagree. I think it made it even better. And I'm absolutely certain that those changes are done with the agreement of Siama. Harald, what do you mean if I'm only answering comics from Twitch or YouTube? Questions. All right. You confused me there. I'm multi-streaming, so I'm streaming simultaneously to Twitch, to YouTube, and Facebook. Kenneth, thank you. Much appreciated, and welcome to the stream. I don't know what these things are. But I think they look cool. Zan, hello, welcome to the stream. You have a complicated name to pronounce, I have to say. Richard, I think the thing is simple. Games Workshop, as a big company, just buy the small ones like the Astartes guy and force them to get off the YouTube, the fan-made videos, and choke the creativity of the Astartes creator. Well, that's a way of seeing it, but I truly think it is not the case. They could have, I mean, in that sense, for some time now, Games Workshop have understood that they have understood that the fun art is something that they need to take advantage of, not to work against. So, and this has been understood for some time for big corporations like Marvel and stuff like that, is that before, the normal approach to fan art was to cut it down because it was felt as a competition for the real thing. But now it's understood that it's actually contribute to grow the value of their IPs, even if it's not official. So if anything, they have understood that Astartes was not any threat whatsoever for the IP, or that they were losing money because it was one guy doing independent videos on the YouTube. To the contrary, I think that this move is because they recognize his value and they want to say, okay, come and work with us and we will provide you with more how do you say, resources to do this. And I truly believe that they are clever in that sense, and they see the potential. So I definitely don't see as they are trying to cut it down because they want to control the Astartes film. I don't think that is the case. They could have let him do whatever he did, and it wouldn't have been a problem at all for Games Workshop. But as I was saying, the only reasonable fear could be that they don't give them the creativity to continue doing exactly what they do, which could be, but I don't think, because of the fact that they have decided to work with them. Because think about this, Richard, if the reason was that just to get rid of unofficial stuff, because just for the reason that it's fan made and it's not official, they could perfectly do that without hiring them. You think about it, after all, it's fan art, and they are the owners of the IP. They are the owners, so they could perfectly shut down the YouTube channel if they wanted, but and without any need to hire them. So yeah, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. Harald, but you, of course, is business. The thing with the with the books, but that's what I don't understand. Since most of the public that are gonna buy those books are artists, for the most part, and we want to see those things, why they don't do it? I don't get it. Nico, goodbye. Thanks for showing up. If you are still around, nice to see you here, and keep the awesome work. I see. I follow you closely on the on the Instagram, and yeah, loving what you are posting there. Nico, okay, good luck with the Discord. I hope that I put something up for next time. Harald, all right, you are trying to do one comic yourself? Wow, respect, yes. Yeah, insane amount of work. I tried several times and I haven't been able to. So daunting, so much work. Yeah, so kudos to you. I absolutely love comics. Zan, the new Dark Tide game looks awesome. I'm hyped for that one. Yes. I am too. I cannot describe the hype that I have for this game. It is insane. Yeah. One of the reasons why I've been so busy these weeks is precisely because I've been very busy, engaged with work for Dark Tide these weeks, and if I could share anything of what I'm doing and everything that is cooking in there, it's yeah. This is gonna, this game is gonna be awesome, and I'm purely talking about as a fan. I'm not affiliated with Fat Shark. I'm just collaborating with them. Okay, but seriously, the game is gonna be fantastic. By the way, I don't know who of you were mentioning like some streams back that you were going to start reading Paria from Dan Abnett. I just finished it this past week, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah, and if you like those books about the Inquisition and things like that, you are gonna like Dark Tide. By the way, talking about games, have you checked this new Necromunda game? it looks cool. I think VG are more difficult storytelling narrative medium when you have a diverse or an ensemble cast rather than a single hero. Peter, VG? What is that? Alexei, hi, welcome to the stream. Thank you, that is very kind to say. Thanks, much appreciated. How how I became an artist for Games Workshop? Well, I'm not at Games Workshop. I'm working as a freelance artist for them, and I just do occasional work for them when they commission me some work. But I'm not I'm not officially part of their in-house team. I'm in contact with them, and but I'm not part of the team, so to speak. But yeah, they contacted me, I think, what was it, 3 years ago, that they liked my work, and they wanted me to start working with them, and I say hell yeah. Just a childhood dream come true. Yeah, that was one of these checklist things in life that I could say, check, I'm fulfilled, I can die happy now. It's been a dream of mine since I was a kid. Yeah. Just seeing those things, I mean, it was a pretty surreal thing. And it still is, don't get me wrong. I mean, for me, for instance, as I have mentioned like many times, one of my absolute art heroes is Paul Dayton. Paul Dayton, that he still works at Games Workshop. He's the lead illustrator there. And of course, I mean, the rest of the people there, they are absolutely beasts. But to me, Paul Dayton is like, it's a god of an artist. And the fact of having to work with him directly, talk to him and getting feedback and learning so much, it is a dream come true. It is awesome. So yeah, that's how. It's pretty uneventful and kind of boring thing. They just contacted me and asked me if I wanted to work with them. And the funny thing is that that was by the time little after I started freelancing, because if they would have contacted me before when I was working on a studio, I guess I would have said yes still, but it would have been very difficult for me. But as soon as I started freelancing, I started to think about, maybe I should try to contact them and try my luck. Perhaps. Yeah, so it was an idea grooming in my head, but they didn't give me time to come with a strategy or something to contact them, and they did it for me. So that was great. I was pretty lucky in that sense. Cantabrian, all right. Okay. The the thing is, the video that I have seen of Astartes had no music at all except for the very final part. I might have missed something, I'm guessing. Or maybe, well, now if I think about it, I think I might jump through some part of the episode of the, yeah. But yeah, okay, yeah, I don't know. I cannot have an opinion on that. Aitor, bienvenido. Encantado de que me hayas pillado. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Richard, no problem. It's totally fine. And it's good to be skeptic. I'm skeptic also to a high degree with many things. And it's good. And I'm still not... I'm still waiting, right? But I think I have a good vibe with this. But you might be right. And I hope that you are not, by the way, because that, of course, would be bad. So I hope that you are wrong. Oh, Richard, so you checked the SCP Foundation. Awesome. Any thoughts that you want to share? Super happy that you checked it up. Well, and I hope that you liked it, or you thought it was interesting and inspiring. I think, yeah, like I said during that stream, I'm a huge fan of the SCP Foundation. It's and on the topic of what we are talking in terms of creativity, in contrast with from fan fiction, this is a perfect example of fan fiction that is exactly because it's fan fiction and catered by the community is just of such a high quality that is insane. It's so extremely inspiring things that they are creating. It's insane. Zan, yeah, right. I mean, let's see how of course, as with any type of game, of course, you need to wait until playing it and see a little bit more in detail with the gameplay and all of that. Looking at you, Cyberpunk. But it's definitely looking very nice. And one of the things that I'm very surprised is the fact that they have waited so long to make an announcement so close to the release. Is very surprising. But yeah, I have with the Necromunda game. I know nothing aside from what it's public. I don't have any insights information. And I like the fact that it's a single player game. Nowadays, when everything is so all the time just multiplayer. So funny enough, that is kind of refreshing. And of course, I mean, I'm working on a multiplayer World Cup game, Dark Tide. And I'm like I said, I'm like beyond hyped for the scope of the game and the vision. But yeah, I'm very excited with this Necromunda game as well. Let's see. Dislocated Design. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Richard, all right. Nice. Yeah, it's it's a huge amount of material that they have done. I haven't read anything myself. Most of everything that I know, it's been from listening to the Volgan YouTube channel, because since I'm all the time so busy, I rarely have any time to read anything, and if I'm reading something, it's more for my project. But yeah, do you have any favorite so far? Any ACP favorite? For me, like I said last time, one of my absolute favorites is the Flesh That Hates, and the one that is like the Red Lake or the Red Lagoon. I can't remember how it's called. And those are some of my absolute favorites. What is your native language, by the way? With that name, well, maybe it's not your real name, of course, but I always assumed that you were English speaking. Dislocated Design, nice. I have never played the tabletop game. Sadly. I always been playing the 40k game, but not but not Necromunda. I think I have played Space Hulk, of course. Huge fan of Space Hulk. And then, of course, like back in the prehistory, the Stellar Crusade and Hero Quest, and of course Warhammer Fantasy, but very little. But nice. what is your, what gang are you collecting or playing with? Zan, you have finished a Space Marine. Nice. You mean painting like 2D or like a miniature? Dislocated design, Space Crusade, yes. Like, yeah. I think when a friend of mine had it, and that was my very, very, very first time I got any contact with 40K, and I was blown away by the designs of these characters. So new, yeah. And I must have been 10 years old, or even less. Something like that. I mean, 30 years ago. So, yeah, I'm old. Dark Angels, nice. Izan, all right. Yeah, that's why I need to put up this Discord so we can all share what we are doing and yeah, to organize in some nice way. So one place to for inspiration things of any kind, another one for yeah, sharing work that we are doing. Because it is a shame with yeah, because I know that most of you guys are for the most part doing something while you are listening me mumbling like an idiot. So yeah, I feel it is a shame not to be able to share and see what you guys are doing. Oh, the Lake Gang. Nice. Yeah, Richard, the IKEA store one, that is fantastic. Yeah, and the endless staircase is also one of my favorite ones. It's so creepy. I mean, one of the things that why I enjoy so much the the SCP Foundation is the sheer creativity and ability to come up with so fucked up and crazy shit. It's yeah, it is insane, and sometimes as simple as that. It's yeah, I love it. Dislocated design. You are old too. These look okay, nice. So they are LED miniatures, I'm suppose. But now that I'm remembering the very, very, very first time that I got exposed to anything from Games Workshop or was one classmate. And again, I had to be 10 years old or something like that. That for some reason he must have traveled to the UK with his parents or something like that. Because, of course, by that time, there was no Games Workshop stores or anything like that in Spain. And he came with a Eldar warlord, not warlord, warlock miniature with, this old one with a sword just standing like this. And to me, it just like, I saw that, it's like completely blow my mind with the visual aesthetics and design of it. Because by that time, what I was exposed to, what was it like? Marvel comic books. I don't know. G.I. Joe, He-Man. What? I mean, like 80s stuff, mainstream, and that was so refreshing. I mean, it literally blew my mind. It was like, what is that? And I remember that he was trying to explain that this was a game, and it's like, but with those miniatures that are made in metal, and it's like, what? I couldn't understand. And then, and that was it. And then a friend got this Stellar Crusade and was again blown away. Of course, I didn't know it was related with that miniature from these other classmates, and but yeah, my very first steps when I lost my virginity with 40K. Dislocated design. One more. You are not the first one to mention the Lewis Jones cover art. And guess what? Ooh, here it is. Yes, I mentioned it on the we talked about it at the beginning of the stream. I was actually talking to the artist today about it. Funny enough, Lewis Jones, about how good it is. And yeah. So that's why I put it here with my references, because it's just like, yes, this is all, fantastic. So I have it there as inspiration and some cool aspiration level of awesomeness to, so yeah, Thundercats. Yes. Yeah, all those 80s animation series, of course. There were so many of them. Thundercats, there were another one, they were like cowboys on space. It was like a He-Man, but with space cowboys. There was these other ones that were like birds, like falcons, or I don't know. Like rangers from, I can't remember. Yeah, I mean all those things. And also, of course, Dragon Ball and the how are they called in English? The Knights of the Zodiac. I mean, all these Japanese cartoons. Hey Diego, another great artist in the house. Welcome, man. Yeah, Galaxy Rangers. There you go. Yes. Brave Star. I cannot remember from the name, but yeah, uh, surely I have seen it. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, they were all so close. Oh yeah, well, one of my absolute favorites. Let's go. I mean, I don't know how many young people, how many of you are young, but I'm gonna start sounding like an old fart about the Ulysses. What was it for? Ulysses 41 or 31 or how? Damn, how was it called? Ulysses. Yeah, I think it's 31. Yeah, man, that I love that that show when I was a kid. I mean, when I was a kid, I was a huge nerd of Greek mythology, and then of course you join that with space. Yeah, yeah. Cantarian, yeah. Lewis John, he's another beast of an artist. He's yeah. Diego, yes, and Seiya from, but I don't know how they are called in English. As a matter of fact, I was exposed to them to that series before they arrived to Spain, because I used to go when I was a kid to France for during the summers, and that was very big in France. Some years, well, many years before it arrived to Spain. Les Chevaliers de oh my goodness, Les Chevaliers du Zodiac. That was the name in French. And I remember going back to school, and I couldn't talk about it with anybody because nobody knew about it. Yeah, Diego. I mean, of course, you are of my age, so that's the memory line for us, right? All those memories. A-Team, the damn, how is it called in English? El coche fantástico. MacGyver and all of those. Brave Star, yes, Diego, yes, yes, I know, yeah. So it's like a copy paste of He-Man, but with cowboy stuff. Richard, Captain Future, huh? No, I cannot remember that. But once again, I mean, in Spain they used to change for the most part, of the names of everything. But no, I don't recall that. Sorry, I'm a party pooper. But yeah, dislocated design. Yeah, Ulysses 31. I've been considering for a long time to do a fan art, a redesign of it, like now with a realistic look, because it's just such a have such good memories. Diego. Oh, all right. In English, they are called Sanseiya. Wow, that it's all right. I would have never guessed. Well, I guess then Spaniards are not the only ones of really butchering titles of series and films. Yeah, well, man, we are going into the memory lane here, big time. The yeah, the A team, that was big, but I mean, I was very little with the A team when it came first. I think I must have been 4 years old, 5 years old. I remember every day they were putting that on the TV, and then the next day we were playing the episode back at the preschool. We all had assigned characters. Oh my goodness, yeah. I was always Murdoch. Yeah. Yeah, Diego, yes. Yeah, but I think in Spain they were also called Knights of the Zodiac. So it's not only the French. Diego, you think so? Yeah, well, the cap, perhaps. But yeah, those memories. Well, and another big one was V. Do you remember that, guys? That was even smaller when it came to Spain, at least. I was very, very, very little. I remember that my parents they forbid me to look at it, and I still watched it. I went to my aunt to watch it, and I remember that I felt it was so scary when they showed the lizard skin under the fake skin, and they were eating rats. Yeah, I must have been so little when V came. Diego, you did that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't. Maybe I don't know. I maybe they played it several times in Spain, but I remember when I never watched it full because, as I said, I was very, very, very small, and my parents forbid me to watch it. So I remember that I managed some days to being at my aunt just to watch it, and it was a little bit. So I I think they must have played it several times. I know that now that I'm thinking about that, I remember that I saw it a little bit later, being a little bit older. Lucius, not as scary as the Ultramarines animation. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, there is nothing more scary than that. It's like, I totally agree. Yeah, the Ultramarines animation is, yeah, that can create a traumatic experience to anybody, for sure. Miguel, do you like the video game Blasphemous? I think it's fantastic and has great music. Blasphemous. No, I don't know it. It rings a bell, but no, I don't know right now what is it. I will check it up. What type of game is it? Is it what genre? Okay, yeah. I will check up also the caption feature as well. Yes, I'm curious. I mean, of course, during those years, you just watched whatever was on the TV, right? It just was not two channels, and that was it. If there was not on the TV, it didn't existed. So Lucius, you are scared? Well, remember, okay, like you said, remember about the Ultramarines. You will see like you are not that scared. Blasphemous originated in Spain. It's 2D arcade. Huh. But is it from now, or you mean like old school arcade game? Huh. Blasphemous. I definitely have to check it up. I might, maybe when I see it, I recognize it, but right now I cannot. Dislocated design. Yeah. I mean, who knows what happened with whatever Dan Abnett wrote for that short? Maybe they oh my god, how do you say, butchered what he did. Who knows what happened behind the curtains? But it's just it's a nightmare. It's so bad. I mean, I remember we watched it back in the time when I was at Ubisoft, that we gather some people on the studio to watch everybody at the same time. And I remember we were all laughing out loud because it was preposterous. It was so bad. I mean, like to the point where you don't know if it is a comedy or it's not. Oh. Okay, Richard. I once again, I don't think I'm familiar with it. I will definitely check it up. Yeah, the one that I'm now very much following very closely is Narita Boy, also from Spanish, from Spain. Also, pixel art 2D. Fantastic. Is a masterpiece of a video game. Visually speaking, it's fantastic. It's very fun to play. I don't think it's fully released. I'm not sure. I just played the demo, which is available on Steam. But yeah, Narita Boy. If you like those arcade type of things, 2D pixel art, definitely go with try Narita Boy. If it's available yet, if not, the demo. But I'm pretty sure that if it's not still available, well, I don't think so because I have it on the wish list on Steam and it hasn't appeared yet. But the demo is available and it's for free, and it's the music is fantastic. The art is just Thank you, Dislocated Design. So he's supposed to talk through that. So he would somehow is connected to the head, and and he speaks through that. The other day, I discovered this app that takes some faces and make them sing, and I spent so many hours going through illustrations of mine and transforming them. I think I have done like 20. They are brilliant. I mean, you might have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe you follow me on Instagram. You have seen my latest post. I just posted the first one. It's silly as hell, but I think it's brilliant. I cannot wait to share more of the things because some of them are they are so good. Dislocated design. It depends, but it tend to happen. I haven't done it with this guy here, but yeah, but I like to do. I think it gives. It helps me to think about the character, him or herself. Let's name him. Any suggestion? How should this guy be called? Let's go, guys. How this guy should be called? Yeah, Diego. Yeah, you should. You should do. It's so much fun. Herald Siptoris. Nah, no. It needs to be more Mechanicus, sorry, vibe. It needs to have a little bit of tech involved. Yeah, I know what you mean about Herald, but I think it's I mean that could be some, we could put Herald as a title of some kind in the name, but his name should be something kind of something with numbers perhaps as well, like maybe with some Greek letters. You know, like Epsilon 335. There you go, Diego. Yeah, I like that one. By the way, Diego, I remember at some point you mentioned that you haven't read the Eisenhorn and Ravener novels or listened to them with audiobook. You have to. It's mind blowing how good they are. I'm just saying because I just finished another book by Dan Abnett, which is not the same series, but it follows the narrative of those characters and is so good. My goodness. And so nice that they are not about war. It's just about Inquisition stuff, and it's and I'm just saying it because I know you mentioned many times about the novels and that you enjoy them quite a lot, but that you didn't have the opportunity to read them or listen to those. Diego, yes. While you wait, I mean, it's, to me, those are some of the must read. And going back to the topic that we were discussing on the beginning of the stream, and that we have talked in previous streams as well. One aspect that I absolutely admire with the stories from Dan Abnett is how he managed to expand the universe of 40K aside from the war environment and create new things, vocabulary as well. Now many of the things that are taken for granted, I don't know, like data slates, or many of those terms, all of those come from his novels because he was the first that came up with those things. And he has such an ability of world building that it is insane. I mean, it makes everything so plausible within this mad universe. Dislocated design. Yeah, for example, the Magos is not part of the Eisenhorn series, but it's still with him and with the Ravener, and is one of my absolute top novels of all 40k. It is so good. Yes. Yes, Diego. Yeah, I have read all of them. Gaunt's ghost novels are fantastic, and another great example of his world building capabilities as an author is insane. Richard, you have rereading The Hobbit. Nice. For the second time, I think I have read The Hobbit twice. Yes, so good memories with that book. Well, just to give you a heads up, I named my my dog Bilbo. So there you go. And oh my goodness, what a crime, the films. The first film was, even though I still didn't like it, and there were plenty of very gross things, was the very, very, very first part of the film was kind of cool, but the rest of the film and the other two ones is like, what the fuck are they doing? My goodness, such a dislocated design. Drasher. I can't what character is that? In which short story? Cannot recall exactly who that character is. But like I said, I just finished the first book of the Elizabeth Beckwin books, the Paria, and all they go in more with all this Yellow King thing. If you haven't read them, yes, you should. I'm looking forward to start with the second one pretty soon. But yeah, for example, the Yellow King. nobody has, of course, it's a completely creation from Dan Abnett, but all these things that he comes up, all this fantasy behind it, with the how is called this occult organization, the enuncia, no, the damn, it just slipped out of my brain. The the cognite. I mean, it's so good, and it has never been mentioned in anything in Warhammer 40k before, obviously, because he just invented it for the novels. But it just expands and makes everything so more interesting than just wars and space marines and battle and descriptions of battle and fights that are completely meaningless. He creates a narrative and so meaningful stories and it's I love it. I'm enjoying it so much. Yes, of course, dislocated. Yeah. Drasher is the Magos, the biologist Magos. Yes. Yeah, that story is awesome. Again, so fantastic. I mean, the world building of Dan Abnett is mind blowing. It is fantastic. It's funny how there is absolutely not a single novel from 40k that I have read from Dan Abnett that I haven't very much enjoyed. Diego, all right. Thanks for showing up and enjoy. What are you gonna play with? Space Marines, Orcs, LR? Is it the first one or the second one? Dawn of War. Even though people are in love with the first game, I don't think it's that good. Personal opinion, but on the other hand, I absolutely adore the second one. Wait, what? The Ryan Hawkins? Is it you? Yes, I'm still in Malmö. Wow, this is a surprise. How are you doing? How are you doing, man? Are you in the US? Well, thanks. Thanks for showing up. Welcome to the stream. So where are you now? I'm like I said, I'm still in in Malmö, but I left a long time Ubisoft, and I'm just on my own, free like a bird. Oh, you are in Barcelona, and you created a studio. Wow, nice. Wow. Well, congratulations. And what an adventure. How is it called, the studio, if I might ask? Is it very recent? for the rest of the stream, Ryan used to work at the same studio that I used to work in Ubisoft. So we were colleagues for some years. Richard, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Dawn of War 1 for what it was, the first one, and showing. I mean, it's a cool game for sure, and I definitely enjoyed it. But I became a little bit tired of it pretty quickly. Because I'm extremely huge fan of Company of Heroes games. Yeah, I was even competing in competitions and stuff like that. And the level of tactical possibilities and things like that were fantastic. And Dawn of War 2 went more into that side of things, so that's why I enjoy more the second one. Ryan, all right. Wow, man, how interesting. Cool. All right, so you just started right now. I'm guessing if you don't have a name yet. Are you gonna put a Spanish name? And okay, man. Well, it's congratulations and good luck with it. It's not an easy adventure. So yeah, respect. I have to say. It is very brave of you to get started with something like that. It's yeah. But yeah, how exciting! That is well, fantastic news. I'm very happy to hear. Nice, nice. Cool. Who is the AD, if I might ask? If it's not secret. Maxim. That's his his last name? All right. Nice. So, in what capacity are you? What is your role in the studio? Man, I'm so happy to hear things like this. I'm so happy for you to see how people just move ahead and you how do you say build your own path and yeah, fantastic. Super happy to hear. Nice. All right. What a big responsibility, man. I'm just on my own, and already sometimes the the level of stress and responsibility is a little bit overwhelming. So I cannot begin to imagine what it is. having to take care of a studio and a big team. Maxime Pelletier. Yeah. Okay. For which I think I know. Is it for the which what was the name? The which Assassin's Creed is it that he worked with? Richard. If I have done a self-portrait, yes, I have. I think it's somewhere on Facebook or Instagram. I will dig it from somewhere and show you on next stream. I mean, it's nothing special. It's just my ugly face. So yeah. Ryan, okay, so you have put together a very kick-ass team. Of course, I'm not gonna ask you what type of project you are working with, because of course that's yeah. you cannot talk about it here, but yeah, awesome news, really. And also fantastic to hear back from you. It's been ages. How long it has been since you were here in Sweden? Was it 5 years at least? I would say more. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, definitely. Feel free. But yes, I'm freelancing and and enjoying the life of a freelancer. Regardless of this thing that I'm saying that is stressful and yeah, all of this, but it's definitely I prefer it way more than being in a studio. It's more, yeah, more work, more responsibilities, more stress, but it's more fulfilling and rewarding. At least for now. I mean, of course, I don't shut the door to go back to a studio, because you never know. But for now, I'm very happy this way. All right. Okay, you passed by Starbreeze. All right, yeah. Well, I have to say, what a difference going to Spain from Sweden, right? That is a big difference, culturally speaking. Aside from, of course, weather and things like that. But well, I hope that you are enjoying it there. But I'm guessing that if you went into this adventure, and you decided to do it in Barcelona, is because you like it there, right? He talks about me. Well, I hope that is in good terms. But yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, I'm always glad to get in contact with new teams, and yeah, for sure, much appreciated. Nice to hear. Yeah, Barcelona is a very nice city. I've been there a few times, not much. I don't know it that well. But yeah, it is nice. The only thing I have with Barcelona is that I feel that in the latest decades it has become too touristic. But it is a beautiful city and very nice. But yeah, I cannot really, I cannot emphasize how positively surprised I am to see you here. It's especially after so many years and with such a great news. Is yeah, I'm very happy for you, man. Well, once again, much appreciated. Really, thank you. But it must be at the moment the thing with the COVID. It must be a little bit rough there, right? At least what I hear from friends and family, things are a little bit tough in Spain. By the way, guys, I mean, you haven't said anything. You haven't given any more suggestions for the name for this tech priest. Come on, you lurkers, come on, give me some names. I cannot do everything for myself. Tabrian, all right, sorry. Orator Faltrax. Falthrax. I like that. Then combined with with some kind of Greek letter and some numbers, that could be cool. All right, but come on, more. Give me more. The right, really, man, Ryan, that is a rare thing to happen. Just scrolling on the art thing on the Twitch, that is, well, that is a very happy accident. Then I'm very glad because like Twitch is just a nightmare for finding the people. It is pretty bad for that. Okay, but it's okay. But then it's good to hear. Most of my friends are in Madrid and also relatives, and it's a little bit. Still, I mean, you can go outside and stuff, but it's the fact that you are locked down in the city is not. It is not good. And now it's a little bit better, but it's been pretty tough. But yeah, good to hear that you are at least are all right in that sense. Lucius, yeah, I agree. Lucius is a good name as well. It works pretty well. And you have also a number. So maybe maybe we can name him after your name. Good question. Well, I think what is his job? Well, I think he, of course, we are just making this up, but I would guess that, of course, he has some kind of he's not just a random minion. Who is that? Who is that? Ah, Ryan, it's you. Thanks for the follow, man. Yeah, much appreciated. What I was saying, yeah, so he's not just a random worker. He must have some position and not war related, so no weapons or stuff like that. So yeah, some kind of management boss of some kind. Maybe since he has this the staff here, he's maybe who said, like a herald of some kind, maybe to present in diplomatic meetings or stuff like that. Just the guy that comes and say, here comes the governor or whatever, or yeah, I don't know. That could be. Or somebody that is just reciting some litanies and stuff like that just to increase the production of the production lines. So he just reciting something from the Mechanicus cult, something like that, something related with speech and communication, I would say. Ryan, yeah. Yeah, seriously, I mean the thing with Twitch is it's so bad in that sense that, yeah. Gustav for a first name. Yeah, I mean I think for a truly Mechanicus character, we need to, I think a normal name is good, but it need to be combined somehow with some numbers and designating how do you say in English, like designation letters, or like a code, so it doesn't feel so human. Well, Ryan, thanks a lot, man. Take care. Fantastic to see you around. Thanks for showing up, and very, very happy for your news and all of that. Very, very happy. This very nice surprise. So yeah, take care, and hopefully we keep in touch. All right. I'm streaming every Saturday, same time. So if you fancy, we will be here. But yeah, take care, man. Richard, Ludolphus Archimede. Well, that was a long one, but actually I like it. Like, Master of Canticles. Yeah. There is something there. I'm liking where it's heading. Master of Canticles. Yeah, maybe some kind of ambassador. Yeah, why not? Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, like, not like a very high ranking ambassador, perhaps, because he's not so much augmented. I mean, he's still pretty much human like so far, so he's not over the top in that sense. So he's not just like a very low minion, but he's still not very high either, I would say. So maybe he's not the ambassador, but somebody that works for an ambassador, like a retinue of an ambassador, perhaps. At some points, we're gonna have to start adding some scrolls and the omnipresence purity seals. This piece also by Adrian Smith is fantastic as well from the Mechanicus. Makes them look so scary. So I need to add a little bit of this creepiness as well. Well, and by the way, I'm just realizing that it's already midnight here. So I think this is going to be the end of the stream. Magos Amiga 6. Yeah, I like that, Richard. Sorry, dislocated. Yeah. All right, but I'm gonna yeah, why not? Yeah, well, now that you are mentioning that, I have to add also the servo skull. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it here for today, guys. I'm kind of tired, and that means that we've been streaming for 3 hours. So that's yeah, it's quite a lot. All right, but fantastic stream. I don't know. I just had a lot of fun, guys. Today. I really enjoyed it. I hope that you did too. And yeah, so it's taking longer than I expected with this character. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I managed to give it a little bit push during the week, and then we can start something new next stream. And if not, then hopefully we can finish it next week. But yeah, thanks a lot everybody for joining. Once again, I had a great time today, and yeah, hope that you have a great weekend, and see you next Saturday, same time. Oh, by the way, if you are interested, I will be having I'm participating next Saturday at 11 Central European Time on an online event as a speaker. I will be talking about visual narratives. I will post things on social media, on Facebook and on Instagram about it for details. But so you know, in case you might be interested, there are going to be other great artists as well, giving lectures and as speakers. So yeah, once again, thanks a lot everybody for joining up. Take care and see you next week. Bye bye.